Welcome to EasyEuge, the channel to help you to learn maths super easy, super fast. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to convert any decimal number into a percentage. So if you're ready, let's get started. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and click like on this video. And make sure that you watch all the way through to the end for question of the day. Welcome to converting decimal numbers into percentages. So let's do a quick recap of where we are before we start. So if we had 0%, that means 0 per 100. So that as a fraction is 0 over 100, 0%. Which means per 100. So what would that look like as a decimal? So we would simply take the 0 and we would divide it by 100. So we would take the decimal point and we would move it 2 places to the left. And we would still end up with 0. We would have 0.00. If I had 100%, what does that look like as a fraction? So it's 100%, which means per 100. 100 divided by 100. And then we know that that answer is 1. And 1 is the same as 1.00 when we write it as a decimal. So any number between 0% and 100% turns into a decimal that's between 0 and 1. So that means all the percentages in between 0 and 100 are somewhere between 0 and 1. So 0.25 is definitely somewhere between 0.00 and 1.00. So to convert 0.25 into a percentage, what we do is, let's write that down, 0.25. Let's multiply this by 100. So I'm going to take that decimal point and move it 2 places and put it there. So now this is 25.0 or 25%. Just to check that, 25% means 25 per 100. So if I had 25 and I divided that by 100, it would definitely be 0.25. So how would we convert the next one, 0.4 into a percentage? So let's take 0.4, we'll write it down. So we'll multiply it by 100 to express it as a percentage. So let's take the decimal point and we move it 2 places and it ends up there. Then we've jumped over free space, so we are allowed to add in a 0, and this simply becomes 40%. So 0.4 is 40 out of 100 or 40%. Let's move on to something a bit trickier looking, like 0.67. What is that decimal as a percentage? So simply write it down, 0.67, don't be afraid of it. Find the decimal point, there you are, multiply by 100%. Let's do it. 1, 2, the decimal ends up here, and this is simply 67%. And finally, what would 0.07 be as a percentage? So very simply, write it all down, find the decimal point, and multiply it by 100%. Are you ready? 1, 2, there it goes. This now becomes 0.07, which is the same thing as 7. And we add on the percentage. So 0.07 is 7%. In this next example, we are going to look at some more complicated decimals, like 0.352. How do you convert that into a percentage? So very simply, write down your decimal, 0.352, locate your decimal point, there it is, and multiply by 100%. That means moving it 1, 2, and the decimal point ends up between the 5 and the 2. So this becomes 35.2, and we add on our percent symbol. So that is 35.2%. So what looks like a tricky question is actually quite simple when you know how to do it. And finally, question 6. 1.10. What is 1.10 as a percentage? You know the trick by now. Find the decimal point, move it 2 places to the right because we are multiplying by 100%. Let's move 1, 2, and the decimal point ends up here. So 1.10 as a decimal is 110%. And sometimes people ask you to give 110% when they're asking you to try your best. Welcome to question of the day. What is 0.85 as a percentage? So in answering this, remember to use what you've learned in the video to get your answer. And when you do have an answer, leave it in the comments of the video. I'd love to know what you got. Thanks again for watching. I hope this video has been of some help to you, and I'll see you again in the next one.